telling you to call the meeting.
Pledge allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call vote, please.
President Gardner,
Present.
Vice President Vogler,
Present?
Commissioner Scholar,
Present.
Commissioner Jones,
Present.
Commissioner Santi,
Present.
Commissioner Lovato.
Present.
We do have a quorum. As many people either do know, Gwen Patterson's father died yesterday,
Did he? Oh.
and so she won't be back until toward the end of the week. But I understand they had placed him in hospice, but boy, he sure
One
did.
day,
Yeah,
another late admission.
so,
That's sad.
and we have arranged to send flowers to Kim to the
The
funeral.
funeral.
Thank you, Kim.
Township and the authority.
Okay. Okay, first item is approval of the minutes.
I move to approve the minutes of the April 20th, 2015 legislative meeting. Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Discussion of policy regarding islands on Swickley Heights Drive. Tony, I guess that's,
Well, I wonder why there's any discussion. I met with the representatives from Swickley Heights Drive,
Terry Newton.
yeah, and Bob, and walked it, went over it, and decided that the best thing to do was to, most expeditious thing to do was to curve each of the islands at the critical points where the trucks go in and out from Swickley Heights Road into the other roads. So we did that and we mapped that out. And my memo tells exactly how many there are. And I had a plan, which I gave to Tom Jarvie and asked Tom to price that out and assure that he agreed with the recommendation. And he said he did, and he said it was within their capabilities to do the job. And it seemed to me that we had a deal. I'm surprised to hear that somebody wants to still discuss it, but let's discuss it.
Oh, no, this was on the agenda for weeks before, before you even met with them. And I think that what we had really planned on talking about was more sort of the ongoing maintenance of those islands than it was a go-forward plan. Although I think that the islands they're a constant struggle. So I don't know how it had come up sort of via email, but Gwen had said something about, well, this is an issue that's a common thorn in the side of the board, and it's a thorn in the side of the mayor. So maybe it's time to have that conversation, and we just decided to put it on the agenda. So I don't think that we're
We got
second guessing.
No, two different subjects then. One is an interim solution, which we agreed on, and it's priced, and Tom's ready to go ahead and put it in. We're not talking very much money. We're talking about $1,500 plus or minus. We'll do the
And
job.
what is that, Tony, you're going to take? What part
Well,
of it?
if I had a map here,
I'm in my
and I left
head.
it all with Tom and so forth.
so
If
all
you-
along Swickley Heights Drive.
If I had a map.
That's where they all are.
Yeah, well, look,
Two.
you got these islands.
Two islands.
And unfortunately, your heavy truck traffic goes in and out about 4 locations. And the trucks invariably hit the ends of the island. So what we were proposing to do is take the ends of these islands and just curve them and make them curve so it's like a curve. And so the trucks have a place to swing.
They're
So
square.
curve each of the islands.
Would you put in curbs or just paved?
No, just paved. All you do
Trying
is
to think of
curve
what
the
they
island. We're not going to pave. Curves will just knock the curves.
Yeah, that's what I think.
So it's going to be curved. And we're going to put crushed stone down and we're going to pave it.
Okay.
Okay? And we're talking in, I wish I kept my drawing, but anyway, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 6 locations. And they were pointed out as being the critical places where the trucks continually run over the island. And so we're going to curve it, and it'll allow free access in and out of Swickley Heights Drive. And that's what they wanted. So it's an interim thing. It's interim. The remaining island will be in place. Now, if you want to remove the island, that's another subject, and you're talking about significant more money, and that has to be a future project, and it'll have to be planned, and we have to get our engineer to look at it and make an estimate, because Tom Jarvie can't make that estimate. We'll need an engineering estimate on it. I mean, if you're talking about ripping up all those islands and then replacing it with paving, and I don't know how far you're going. I mean, you got a major island, I don't call it an island. You got Greenland in the front, and you got all these little Guams in the middle. And if you want to remove
Is that
them
what
all,
the conversation's about now?
Yeah.
Taking them out?
if you want to remove them all, you're talking big time money.
Yeah, and
So that's where I am.
of course, part of what goes on here is that taking them out pops up every once in a while, and there are obviously very mixed feelings on both sides of that
I
issue.
think so.
I think that the question that Gwen and I had originally anticipated talking about was, again, maintenance, that those islands are Swickley Heights, or there are, those islands are Aleppo property, correct? Those islands are Aleppo property,
Yeah,
but they're cared for by Swickley Heights men.
To a degree, they're careful.
well, there's,
They mow the
We
grass.
know, we have, at the last time Swickley Heights Drive was paved by the township, and I'm sure everybody notices this as you go through the islands, there, where the curbs were formed when the road was paved, grass doesn't grow, so we have a border of unsightly looking, non-grass, grass. And we have, the township has tried on several occasions to seed that.
Right.
And
then
to-
you guys watered it.
But it,
It doesn't
Drive
stay.
on them,
Doesn't
it's
stay.
just, it's not practical, and so it's never worked. So the township does that. We mow them and weed whack and, that sort of thing. But in terms of, and I don't know what kind of maintenance you're talking about, Matt, exactly, but, seeding them again, the township has always done that. But I don't know that it even makes any sense to seed them again, because we've done it 3 times now.
And it never worked.
excuse me, I did look at it, and there's mud that gathers, and what we agreed to do is there's some trees that have to be cut down. We're gonna chip those and give you all chips to put it in there. I think chipping it is the best thing. You did that on the initial island,
Well, the chips are going on the big wooded
Yeah, right,
area
right.
that you were talking about.
and I understand it, so we're gonna give you many more chips than we have, and you can put them on the little muddy spots. There's muddy spots on each of those islands, I agree with you.
Well, as you cut an island, does the truck just cut short that just more and keep?
Well, that's what I'm trying to do with it. Get the concept of making them a curve, so they're
No,
gonna,
what he's saying if you cut it short, does that mean that the truck is just gonna turn that much steeper?
The next time.
What Tony's talking about is correcting a mistake that was made when they were built.
yes.
The islands stick out in the roadway too far, and
Exactly.
coming off the side street to drive over the end of the island.
Okay.
Oh,
On the
okay.
curve. He wants to cut that off.
Yeah.
The curve back a little bit.
Yeah,
They have a better turning radius.
But what Rod's saying is probably true. They'll just, as much space as you give them, they'll just use.
take more.
Well, and it's difficult
So
because
that's-
people need to
Exactly.
access,
Take them out. Yeah.
they need to
Okay.
access the front of the townhouses in many cases. They can't go behind for some reason, and there's no place to park. And they park half on the island.
I wonder if, when you're putting in the pavement, you did put not a real curve, but at least a little bit of so to discourage the truck from going.
Look, I wish we had a whiteboard, guys. I don't know, I can't draw it for you here. But if you make a curve, it'll allow them to go around the curve.
Yeah,
It's now square and it's now sticking out.
And they're riding over.
so it's a
in the
dramatic
drive.
difference.
So just imagine that we go back 10 feet and make a curve. so a truck can swing around.
My inclination would be to do that and see how it goes.
I agree with that.
But if you're not planning to replace the curb that's already there, because
What curve?
there is a curb all around each of those islands that was formed when the road was paved the last time. How is that gonna work? You know, what's that gonna look like?
You're just gonna replace it with 2A material, right?
That's all. And paved. That's it. You're gonna remove the physical thing that's gonna be knocked away.
And he's gonna put asphalt down.
Yes,
Okay.
that's your interim solution. You gotta go back to the drawing board if you wanna do more. And I'm telling you that we need to authorize our engineer to do a study and determine what it's gonna cost. And I'm telling you, it's gonna cost significant. And I
A
don't know if
study
you got
has
the-
already been done.
Hmm?
I think there was a study done on taking them out at
I
one
don't think
time.
there was ever.
That we didn't do it before the paving.
I don't think so.
But-
Because we knew that it was gonna.
Is it your understanding that somebody wants them out now?
Somebody might, I don't.
I don't.
I wouldn't.
There are people, I think, there's always two sides and there's always a faction. There's at least one board member who wants them removed. And that's the board member that you met with, but,
I thought I satisfied him. He seemed like a,
in
Very
the short
assertive.
term you did, yes, but if you don't think that he's gonna come back when it's time to pave, you're sadly mistaken.
I don't think anything. I have no opinion. I'm just telling you, we're doing the
And
best
I'm
we
telling
can.
you that it's a short-term solution, but there's going to be further discussion.
Well, you people have to make a decision.
Well-
I guess,
Could we have a motion just to formalize it as to,
what, you want me to make a motion?
sure,
Okay, I make a motion that we authorize the township to go in the places that I've indicated on a map that Tom Jarvie has and modify each of those islands so that we present a curved surface so that it would permit trucks to pass freely from the side street out onto the main road.
sounds enough.
Is that enough?
Don't overload our secretary.
I don't want to overload it. And we estimate that it'll cost $15,000 or $1,500.
I was gonna say that from 1,500. I second that motion.
Any further discussion?
Yes. Sally, the Manor Board has not discussed this
No.
yet. Are you comfortable with this interim solution?
As I said to you before, I'm not against shortening the island. We've wanted to do that for a while, but I don't fully understand what it's going to look like, I guess is what I'm saying. But no, I don't have the objection.
So if you came up with some kind of drawing or something that they could.
I think part of the overall concern, technically speaking, because we own the road and the islands, you don't need manor approval. But in a cooperative nature, we want to participate. We want them to participate, which we are. This is a very minor expenditure, which doesn't require any bidding from the township standpoint.
Yeah.
And Sally was legitimately asking, is this a $20,000 event? Is this a $1,000 event? Because the manor as taxpayers would want to have some input with that too. Is that fairly accurate?
That's exactly right.
It's not that kind of thing.
Okay.
And Sally, are you still trying to figure out what to do with all that area that doesn't grow grass?
No.
I mean, I don't know
I
what.
mean, we don't have the wherewithal to do anything with that.
Right.
We're lucky to get grass cutting done every week.
But you put chips down somewhere?
In a big area.
Well, we were giving them more chips so they could put it down along the areas that are muddy. There's no question that along the side of some of these islands, there's muddy, it's muddy. And I can see you're gonna have trouble growing grass because we salt the heck out of that place.
Salt, cars,
Yeah.
no
Now,
soil,
we did put
grass,
some
no watering,
poles in,
won't grow.
right?
That's
Some,
right.
Yeah.
and
Period.
has that helped?
It's not great light either.
Okay,
Wait,
You have to have them everywhere if you
Right.
want to discourage traffic,
Okay.
because
They
if,
can
you
still
put them
park.
where you think it's gonna be bad and then they drive elsewhere.
okay.
But
You
I-
can't-
Are we ready to vote?
no, I would make a motion, as I always do, that we table this until next week. Give me the opportunity to put it out for citizen comment, and let's talk about it next week.
Yeah, you're quite right. We wouldn't be,
Maybe
have
I
to
should
vote
do
on
the
tonight
meetings
anyway.
anymore. You guys figure it out.
But
It would be also helpful if, when you put it out, we had either a drawing or a better description. I know there are a few people who are concerned that it's going to be ugly. I don't know whether that's true or false, but it is a patch, and, you know.
Where is the drawing at this point, Tony?
There are no drawings. There's a sketch.
Tony's
I
gonna
made
do
a
a
simple
sketch.
sketch.
Yeah, he's just cutting the.
I mean, it's not the scale. It's no dimensions.
Yeah, that's not,
you know, like cutting your finger.
This has been done before, and I was at the meeting with Tony and Terry Newton, and basically it was turned over to Bob and Tom
Around.
because it is so simple. It is such a small amount of money. They'll know the details.
Can they draw?
Okay,
No.
okay,
I,
let's
You're
move
not
on.
good at drawing, Tony, or
Ooh,
you're just sketchy,
I
don't
can
draw?
draw. I'm a little shaky these days, but I can draw.
The time to do it.
Why don't I go out with your cast of 100 or whatever it is, and I'll walk
We
around
don't
and
have
show
100.
you what it's gonna be,
We don't have 100. We're
or
just,
whatever it is.
before, we just are, you know, I'm sorry that we're making you so annoyed, but we just want to know what it.
Well, you're not, you know what? I thought I did the job. I thought I met with the people that knew what they were doing, and they understood what they were doing, and we came to an agreement.
Well,
So, okay.
you met with
I'm-
one board
I'm
member and
willing,
there are
I'm willing
seven.
to revisit it. So you tell them, get a crew or whoever you want. I'm willing to back, and I'm willing to walk it, and I'm willing to revisit it. And
we don't need a big formal thing. I just want to understand what it looks like, and I'm sure the other 6 board members who weren't at the meeting were probably curious.
Okay, let's do that then.
Sally, I think this has been done before.
It has been, it was done the last time it was paid.
And I think Bob could point out the details,
I'm willing to do it, Sally.
but he'll do it.
Yeah, I, like I said, I have no objection.
He
It's a
just
fine
wants a
idea. I just want to
picture.
know what it's going to look like. We did do it before. We shortened several islands the last time the road was paved. But it made sense to do it then because, you know, you can do the finishing. It's not a patch and that sort of thing. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure there's going to be questions and I'd like to be able to answer them.
Well,
that's all.
let's have a meeting. Let's
It doesn't mean, it just.
agree to a day and I'll do it again.
Okay, Ken, will you have this ready as a motion for next week?
What do we do about
For
it?
his table?
Well, we don't have,
Yeah, I think we
let's
have
just
to
forget that there
second.
was a formal motion because we don't typically make a vote.
Now-
I know exactly where they're going to be shortened. I just want to know what's going to look.
with respect to other maintenance of the
We'll
islands,
get back to that.
right? With respect to other maintenance, is the manor satisfied with what's going on there at this point?
Well,
Something.
yes, I mean, we recognize that that trying to get grass to the road in those edge areas is
Not gonna happen.
not gonna happen. And we really don't, I mean, you know, we cut the grass, that's not a problem, you know. When the trees that are dead and dying come down, I think that goes a long way to I mean, that was our question last summer, is can you come and take the trees out that are dead and dying? And that
They
is
do.
apparently gonna happen, so, yeah, that's fine.
Okay. All I want to do is make sure that from a cooperative standpoint, we're all on the same page and you're happy with us and we're happy with you.
I
And we're
really
all,
don't know what else we could do.
Okay, good.
I mean, it would be delightful to plant, you know, boxwoods down the center and all of that kind of thing, but I mean, that's ridiculous. So.
Okay. Well, then let's leave it at, let us know if there's other stuff
Yes.
that we can be doing. Great. Thank you. Thank
We're
you,
gonna give
everybody.
you all the chips from all those trees.
Yes, we have a place for those in the large island in the front where there.
Okay,
Okay, the next item,
excuse me, do you want to call me or? tell me?
Yeah,
You have my number, don't
sure I do. I have your email at least.
you? Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, everybody. Thank you for your patience.
next item is discussion of donation to Osborne Elementary Odyssey of the Mind team.
What did they do? They had a car wash. Okay, I thought I just saw that. They had that. in
We got a
Suffolk.
letter, boy, I forgot about this. We got a letter asking us to donate something relatively nominal. Let me see if I can pull it up very quickly.
Is it in the package? here?
Might be in the package.
Well, let's your note here.
Yeah, there is an email in the package.
It's on your note here.
Oh, it doesn't say amount.
Huddleston?
It's on your note.
Here it is, here it is. I was asked to forward the attached to you. Team is asking each municipality to assist, and I appreciate in advance for the borough's consideration. They need $8,000. They need $15,000.
Pardon me? How much?
What,
I don't know the answer to any of those questions. I was asked to forward the attached to you. The request for a donation to support Osborne Odyssey of the Mind team, who just finished in first place and won the PA state competition. The donation requested is for expenses to allow the team to travel to Michigan to participate in the world competition representing the Commonwealth. The fee for this is over $15,000, but the school will only cover $8,000. The team is asking each municipality to assist, and I appreciate in advance for the borough's consideration. And I think I heard back that when I wrote and said we'd put this on the agenda to talk about it, he said Osborne has contributed.
Who said that?
This is Tom Huddleston.
What is Odyssey of the Mind? Is that your question? It's, I shouldn't act like I know what it is, but
It's a very popular program.
It
It's
is,
been going on for
and
years.
it shows, I mean, to come in
It's worthwhile.
first in the state is pretty impressive.
Mm.
my question.
What is Odyssey of the Mind? Odyssey of the Mind is an international education program that provides creative problem-solving opportunities for students from kindergarten through college. Team members apply their creativity to solve problems that range from building mechanical devices to presenting their own interpretation of literary classics. They then bring blah, 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 blah. Is that enough? Is that your answer?
I've done it. I've been on it.
So I guess the question is, do we have a history of donating to these
So
types of
then you
things?
start a precedent.
Yeah.
If you
I think this is
start-
more of an individual contribution opportunity than a municipal.
I agree.
Once you start, I mean, then it's with the academy for their first place soccer team and,
Yeah,
How
You know, I
about
mean,
the
there could be-
lacrosse team?
my personal
Lacrosse
opinion
team.
is this is more of a
That was my-
personal, individual contribution opportunity.
yeah,
Than
not
municipal.
a, I mean, I hate to be,
Why don't you have them send all of us some information on how we could contribute if we wanted to?
they want money. That's what they want, is money.
Well,
They
but
don't want you to drive the bus, they just want money.
not to overstate it, every individual has their preferred charities.
Yeah, and I
To
agree.
spend all of Aleppo Township residents' money on them is, I think, inappropriate.
I agree.
I think it just sets up a precedent too. I think if you do this once, this will be revisited.
Okay,
I go
What's
back
your
to the
feeling,
dogs.
I am inclined to agree with everybody. Yeah, I agree with that. I think
Tony, what do you think?
Oh, I go back to the dogs. We didn't do it then, so I don't think you should do it now.
Okay. I don't think we need to take any action.
do
Just take no action.
you want them, give them the opportunity to send us information?
I think that's their prerogative.
Well, I
Certainly
think
they
if we
can.
don't respond, they'll figure it out.
Well, I might write back to this guy and say we discussed it at the
And we
meeting.
discussed it.
Here's a link to the conversation we had.
Okay.
Thank you for your
That would
interest.
be
We
good.
appreciate
I think that's appropriate.
This is stated as a motion. I don't know, we have to take action tonight. Is motion to approve pay requisition number 26 in the amount of $40,847.85 from the bond proceeds at Wells Fargo.
Chris, do you know, is this in regard to the properties and the legal fees attached?
From this description, it is, and I generally believe that, I think there was a portion of the title searches that was billed but not paid originally. And then there's legal fees associated with wrapping up the takes.
I believe these were payments to property owners, legal costs, et cetera, which are appropriately taken from the former bond issues.
Yes.
The bulk of it is for insurance on the grinder pumps.
Is that part of it?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
that's my recollection. In other
And
words,
that's recent.
we paid for the people that have the grinder pumps, we paid for an extended warranty
Right.
Oh,
insurance.
And that was
Here.
There's a breakdown.
This is the final pay request that will be submitted to Wells Fargo to draw down from the initial bond proceeds. This request covers property acquisition costs for title searches, date on the condemnations, and the purchase of the extended warranties for the grinder pumps. The costs other than the title searches have already been paid by township funds, and we're seeking to reimburse the general fund for these expenses. Therefore, I move to approve the pay requisition number 26 in the amount of $40,847.85.
This week or next week?
Now,
Now,
I second it.
I think they have to do it today.
okay,
it wouldn't,
it's been moved.
the only thing I didn't know was the warranties, which is a very smart investment.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? All in favor? Let's have a roll call vote, please.
President Gardner,
Yes.
Vice President Dobler,
Yes.
Commissioner Scholar,
Yes.
Commissioner Jones,
Yes.
Commissioner Alessandro.
Yes,
Motion carried. Unfinished business. Anybody have any? New business. We're not gonna break a record, but we're gonna get out.
well,
We're going into executive session.
yeah, we're going into executive session for that. We're going into
Tonight?
executive session for the Westview.
First, we have citizen participation.
I'm just questioning so that I don't raise any issues here.
Citizen participation, yes. Mrs. Gardner.
I would like to give a personal contribution for the Odyssey of the Mind. Would you send this to after you all collect some from each other? And I have very definite connections with the Creative Education Foundation, and they do creative problem solving, and I believe in this
Oh, it's a good.
kind of thing, so.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Pretty short and sweet.
That's what I am.
Okay, thank you. Nothing further. We do have to go into executive session for discussion of legal.
Legal and substantial contractual.
Okay. Thank you for coming.
We're missing Gwen, so I